you ever told yourself that I'll do this tomorrow? Or have you ever told yourself that I'll do that when I get this? Now, welcome to Success Ladder Podcast. My name is Paul Bryan, and today I'm joined with one beautiful lady. She'll tell you her name. What I want us to discuss today is how to move from excuses to execution. Glow. Welcome to Success Ladder.
Thank you so much, Brian.
So, who is Glow?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Oh, welcome. Who is Glow? Me, I don't know you.
You don't know me?
Yeah, tell me who you are.
Okay. Which is my camera. It's just random.
Random, yeah.
Okay. So, my name is Gatwiri. I am a lady, as you can see. I am...
Add beautiful lady.
Thank you. I am a beautiful lady, as you can see. Currently, I am a procurement practitioner, and apart from that, I am wannabe content creator.
Okay.
Yes, and I am happy to be here.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait, before you continue. So can you just remove that word wannabe and say you are a content creator?
Really?
Yeah, you are a content creator.
I am a content creator.
Now for that, if you have not started, you have to start. And that is an assignment that I'm giving you.
Yes.
Remember, we are talking about excuses
to
not
execution.
To execution.
I feel like actually today's episode, I'm here to speak to myself.
Yes.
So that I can put away all the excuses that I've been making.
Awesome.
Yes. Apart from that, also, I am a born-again Christian. Yes.
Okay. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so our content creator. So that's a deal. So you're going to start not tomorrow, but today.
But today.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Glow, what do you understand by excuse and what do you understand by execution? You can give a scenario.
Okay. Excuses. For me, excuses, it's just something that you tell yourself to, maybe because of fear or just something you tell yourself in order to not do a thing. Execution is now you doing the thing. You stop making the excuses and now you start doing whatever you are supposed to do. So maybe an example I can give, I'll give an example of myself. When I was in campus, my parents were pressuring me to to start doing the professional course related to procurement. It's called CPS-PK. I was giving myself excuses. I was like, we don't have time. You see, like I'm doing my degree.
I want to get second class honor,
second upper, you know. Yes, I want to do all that. So how can I multitask and do these things? And you know, also our lecturers told us when we came to campus, you're not only here to learn, make sure you connect. So I'm like, how will I connect and still do the professional course? So I was making those excuses. At least my parents didn't give me a leeway of making the excuse of, finances, because they were willing to pay for it.
But the learner was not ready.
The learner was not willing. There was ability, but she was not willing. Now, from that time, I met a friend. There's a friend of mine who, she was doing finance, so she was doing CPA. And she told me, see, you can also be doing this ata basi tuendange kufanya hizo mtihani za KASNEB pamoja, because we were in Nyeri. Now we used to do the exams at Nyeri Polytechnic. Tuendange. So even the first time when I was sitting for those exams, I was not doing them for me. I was doing it so that your time August. Exactly. Alafu August, I think the exams for those professional courses are usually in April, August, and December. That time, I think there was not much going on at school. So I was like, sana boeka hapa, siniende tu nikafanye mtihani. So the first time I did that, but now after doing that, I sat down, I saw like it's important. And also when looking at job adverts, there's a period, everybody in campus has this period where you're looking for jobs. You're looking for jobs, though you're not applying them, but you're looking for them. So I started looking at them, and then I saw one requirement is for you to have a professional course. I was like, wa, hii kitu ni kama itanisaidia. From that time, I decided I'm going now to pursue it. Not for accompanying my friend, but for myself. And I started by the time that was in third year.
Yep.
I started that professional course. By the time I was finishing campus, I think I was done with part 2.
Okay.
And it's a professional course for 3 parts. So you see, I was a step ahead.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
At least you executed.
At least I executed.
With the same energy, I expect you to execute your content creation journey.
Wait, that one now. That one, I will execute. But you see, now I've been making this one now. But I'm pretty sure it's something good will come out of it, because I've been making excuses from 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately I finished high school, I had the urge of wanting to do content creation. And then that was the period for COVID, so everybody was doing content creation. I used to post things on my status, and then people are like, so unleash your YouTube channel. Then I'm like, nitafikiria. At first, that time the excuse was, wacha nipate simu iko na kamera mzuri. I got a phone with a good camera, but I'm still not started. So like, okay, again, also to the viewers, that's also a sign, like those excuses, they do not make sense. Because that time, yes, I didn't have a phone that had a good camera, but now I got a phone that has a good camera. And not necessarily even starting content on YouTube, even on Instagram and those 2 social media platforms. So TikTok.
Yeah, I thought you were going to mention that
and
first.
TikTok.
How many hours do you spend on TikTok, by the way?
Who, me? No, nowadays corporate has humbled me. I only spend like 2 hours before I sleep.
You're pressured at work until when you get home, you're exhausted.
You just want TikTok, some small TikTok, you sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of my story. From excuses to execution. The one that I've executed is the one for professional course. This one for content creation. I am here to speak to myself. I think for me, I had excuses maybe when I was young. Let's talk of primary school and all that. I think when I stepped into high school, that is when I learned that the only way to show people that you have abilities and capabilities is by doing things. So that is execution. I know there are times that I've procrastinated a little bit. There are times maybe I was not clear of what I want, and I can tell you about my career. Now, when I joined campus, I did computer science. So when I joined, I had that passion of doing cybersecurity. And then now, based on the academic work, it was more into software development. So first year, I was like, I want to become a software developer. But then the inner me was still in cybersecurity. So until one day, that was after COVID, that was early 2021, I was done with my second year. So there is this neurosurgeon, the young and the best neurosurgeon in East and Central Africa. I normally tell him that. He's called Dr. Joshua Cabin. So he takes me to his friend who does cybersecurity. And then from that day, so we talked. He told me how he started as a web developer, and then things just changed. The good thing is that it's something that was inside me. So I told myself, you know what, from today onwards, I want to go into cybersecurity. So I remember when I got home, I started looking for courses. Like I was starting from scratch. I want to know everything. You see the cybersecurity I've been mentioning, I want to do I want to know from the basic what that cybersecurity is and everything that surrounds it. So that's how I started. And then I was now in that mixture of I want to succeed, I want to pass my exams in campus. And you know, like it's a technical course. So people value about what you can do more than what you know. Exactly.
Of course, you can do what you know. So
true.
you can have that theory, but if you can't execute, then so I started learning just by myself, doing it, executing. getting my hands dirty. Yeah, so for me, I really value execution. And it's something that I tell everyone. I encourage everyone to execute.
Yeah.
For example, writing my first book, you know, though from a younger age, people used to tell me that, you know, you're older than your age. The way you think, the way you reason, and even my company. I started developing an idea when I was in class 7. I started developing this idea of having 3 categories of friends. So in my life up to today, I have 3 categories of friends. I have those people who are below me, those people my peers, and then people above me.
Yeah.
So all these people play a critical role. So the people below me, they're very important. One thing is, they should not get to where I am. Yeah. So if they are making a step, I need to make 2. Yeah. So and then I act as their role model.
True. Yeah.
My peers, I need to see if I'm doing well. You know, maybe the people below me, they're not putting maybe the work. Yeah. So I might feel comfortable that they have not gotten to where I am. But then when I have my peers, now I can balance those checks. I can look at them and see how they are doing, learn from them and all that. And then people above me, I always want to move. That is now growth. They help me for my growth. I want to keep on moving.
Bettering
so it's
yourself,
something that has really helped me. So
Execution, yes.
I know from your experience, and don't lie to me that you don't have those moments that excuses have made you fail to execute things. Do you have those moments? Can you tell us maybe 1 or 2 of them? And what lesson did you pick from them? And what you did or what you're planning to do about them? Yeah.
Okay. Moments where I've made excuses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give a scenario when we were in campus. Shout out to Dedan Kimathi. Yes, I'll give a scenario when we were in campus. There's this program for volunteering.
Yeah.
We used to volunteer in the marketing department. You help in marketing the school, the institution and all that. Yes. Now, when I joined, I think third year was my year of you see that moment. So that's the time I started being active in all these things. So this time when I joined that department, that program for volunteering, I remember I was put as the team lead for social media. So I'm in charge of the marketing department, social media. And I remember we use as the team lead, you have people working under you. So you have you have to divide work for them. So we were being told, sir, we have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and I think we also had WhatsApp. So you had to divide among your team who is going to handle
social media platform.
So I remember the first days I used to give excuses. I used to give excuses and procrastinate. I used to procrastinate. I'm like, and then we used to have a weekly meeting on Mondays to review what you've done for the week. I used to procrastinate. Then I'm like, I'm going to allocate this work tomorrow. I'm going to allocate this work tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, I procrastinate like that. Now the first time the Monday meeting came and I didn't, we the social media team, we had done nothing. I know there's nothing bad like you are in the social media team, everybody is waiting for that because they know we have a social media team, so we expect this and this and this to be done. Now you are there, you can't even lie. You know, if it's paperwork, you can lie. You know, we did, but we've not submitted. I'm going to send it to you after the meeting or something. But now that time, everybody is seeing your work, so you can't lie. Now Sunday came, Monday we have that meeting. I've not divided the work among the people. So nothing has been done. So I had to do all that work myself because now you see it's Sunday. You can't start telling people, hey, by the way, we were supposed to post on Instagram. Ebu post, I don't know what. We're supposed to post on TikTok. Ebu do a video, I don't know what. You can't, because it's last minute. And now I did some shoddy things, and I remember in the meeting, the HOD, Dr. Mwai, shout out to her again. She asked, Gatwiri, why didn't we do this? I don't know. You know, doc, we've been having cats, I don't know what, nini. And then she was like, now Dr. Moy is the one who made me nowadays, even when I want to make an excuse, I think twice, because she was like, now, in this group, I want you guys to have one thing, and it's a famous phrase she used to use. You give results, not reasons.
Yeah.
And from that, anytime I want to make an excuse, and then now I think I'm like, now I'll go and make this excuse, and it's something that I would have done. Like, it's not because mostly you'll find excuses, they do not make sense.
Yeah.
They are just,
You're
they
just
do not
looking
hold
for a
any water.
scapegoat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So from that time, I used this phrase, give results, not reasons. Do not give reasons. No one wants to know reasons why you did not complete, I don't know what report.
Yeah.
You give results. So that one has helped me to overcome excuses. I'm not yet there.
Yeah.
Content creation. For content creation, I'm still giving reasons, but very soon I'll give results.
Yeah, but again, you see, execution also needs planning. It's not like we are going to execute everything
just like that. True.
So sometimes it's not about excuses. So again, we should not confuse excuses and planning. Sometimes you just have to plan yourself very well. Because
but again, now you say cannot be planning since 2020.
But you can't plan forever. You need to take ownership. Yeah. You need to take ownership and take responsibility. You see so that moment where your manager, there is a mess within your team, and your manager takes responsibility and says, you know, I take ownership of this. Yeah.
But
so that
and then they give a solution.
They give a solution.
They are going to do to fix the mess.
We didn't do it, yes, but we are going to do it, and then you see action. Because the way you said, and if you're in corporate world, you see people don't care about your ideas.
True.
People don't care about your knowledge and all that. People care about results. Execute, give them results.
True.
That is what matters.
True.
Again, why do you think so many people are stuck in excuses rather than action? I think people are always looking for scapegoats, and there is one thing, you know, every day I don't watch news anyway, but I read. I read a lot. I see people cry about leadership, and I always feel like, for me, it's an excuse. It's high time, like, we execute, because we've been talking about the same thing for several years.
1963.
And for me, I feel like it's an excuse. At the end of the day, when election comes, we'll still be talking about mtu wetu. This is our person. So I'm not going to give my vote to someone I don't know. Let me. The assumption is people say that at the end of the day, all of them are bad. So let me just give our person. So why do you feel? Why do you think most people are stuck in excuses rather than taking action?
So for one, there are people. There's something we call imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome is that feeling of, it's like you don't belong. You feel like you don't belong. You're somewhere and you're feeling like you don't belong. An example is maybe work. You applied for the job, you came for the interviews, probably the first, the second interview, and the third one, and you passed, and then now you are there. And then now you feel it's like you're underqualified for that position. That's imposter syndrome. That one can make you make excuses, because now you'll be told to give a report. And then you'll say, now, you know, at my former workplace, I wasn't working with Excel, so I don't know how to do Excel. We had a tool, or we had a system that used to generate the whole report for us, so I can't start from scratch. You know, those two excuses, and mostly you'll find like those two mistakes, those two things that you're saying you're not able to work with. They're simple things that will not even take a day or two for you to learn. If you just sit and learn, you're going to capture it. And plus, also as a new staff, I think your managers will extend some grace to you, because as much as maybe yes you said you had experience in doing those reports za company yetu si the same as a company yenyu, they are different, so they'll extend some grace to you. So I think imposter syndrome is one thing that makes people make excuses and delays execution. Another thing is fear, either fear of failure or fear of judgment. You are afraid that maybe it's a business you want to start. You're afraid maybe if I start it, the way people are saying the economy, and then you read, I don't know where on X, some company has laid off their staff. I don't know. Now you're like, so if these big companies are struggling, what about me? And then also fear of judgment, that fear of what will people say about me? What maybe you're supposed to, let's use that example of reports. You're supposed to do that report, but you don't know how you don't know how to do it. But you are afraid of asking for help because you are afraid that person you're asking for help from will judge you, will be like, una vile analipa pesa mingi ajui kutumia Excel or something like that. So also that fear of judgment makes you make excuses for yourself. And one thing hapo kwa fear, one thing that I've come to know, it's better for you, fear of failure, sana, it's better for you to try and fail than never trying at all. Because what if it works? What if you don't fail? You will try, and then because there's no way it has been written at it's a small business. Small businesses, when we start, they'll have some valleys and hills and whatevers, but hakuna mali imeandikwa hivyo. Haimaanishi ati kwa sababu your journey, probably your journey you had some ups and downs, it doesn't mean that my journey will have those ups and downs. Everybody has their own journey, and from the ups and downs there are learnings that you got. And maybe for me, who will go on a smooth line, I won't, so fear of failure, that one, it's just you to overcome. Just ask yourself, what if it succeeds? What if it doesn't fail? For imposter syndrome, you deserve where you are.
But then again, speaking of fear of failure, you only know what content creation is when you try, when you do it, not when you think about it, not when you put strategy that you don't action. So you can fail, you can succeed, but the only way you can know all those is when you do it.
And you try, when you give it a try.
You have to try. At the end of the day, those trials, if you try and fail, you're picking lessons. That is what I can tell you. Every failure for me is double the success of the same. If today maybe I was to start a business of selling chicken, if I go a whole month without selling a chicken and eat it, if that is my failure, and somebody succeeded, maybe sold 10, then next time I should sell 20, 2 times what that person has sold. Because I've failed. I've tried it, I've failed. And I've picked my lessons. I know what that industry is. I know what to do and what not to do.
True.
So every trial to me is a win. Every trial, every failure to me is always a win.
True.
And just to add, I always feel like entitlement also make people not action, but then stick in excuses. Also, I'm not so empathetic. I'm kind, but I'm not so empathetic. You see, there is this thing with orphans. So you realize that most of the time, an orphan will just do a mistake. Maybe, let's say today, I'm an orphan, and then I come. Maybe your mom is my aunt, so I come stay at your place. There is this thing with orphans. They won't even study. But they are looking for excuses. Maybe we are given work at home. We are told, you need to do, when I come back, so your mom is telling us, when she comes back, you need to find this and this done. But then you'll do your part. For me, I want to do it. Why? Because you see, these people should show some empathy towards me because I'm an orphan and all that. Sometimes we feel so entitled. For example, the example that you're giving about the system, the tool and Excel and all that kind of stuff. So you're from a different company, you're here, so you feel like you're entitled to that system. No, you're not entitled. You know what? Just get your ass off, go and do
the report, the damn report.
That is what matters.
Yeah,
for us, we care about the results. We don't care about the world. When I say for us, the world cares about results. The world doesn't care about whatever you did.
Sick,
you know, nobody cares about that. If today you're using an app, you don't know whatever happened when that app was being developed.
Yeah.
You don't know even whatever is happening when you key in your password and all that. But
true.
What do we care about? We care about that app working. That's what matters. Can I do this? If it is a bank app, can I transact? That is what matters.
You don't
not
care about
all those
the back end
things.
True.
Yeah. That is very right. So, Glo, I know you're planning to do a couple of things. Yeah. What is that one unique thing that you feel you can do without excuses?
That's one.
Yeah.
That I can do without excuses.
Yeah.
Like once I stop making excuses,
Yes.
I'll execute it.
You can execute it and actually succeed.
Definitely content creation.
When
I put aside all the excuses I have,
yeah,
because it's something that I believe apart from having the, like having the knowledge for monetization and everything,
yeah,
I know how to especially because I'm interested in lifestyle content creation.
yeah.
I know the parts, and I feel like at the stage at which I am at life right now, the things I do, they kind of resonate with someone my age.
Yeah.
Anaweza kuwa nataka kuona your lifestyle. Plus also I've been doing research on this content creation, on how to get your niche and everything.
Yeah.
And I saw somewhere they said if you want to venture into content creation, look for something. You see, like when I take my phone, I search for something and I don't find it. Yeah. And I really wanted to know how it works. Yeah. If it's not there, that means that's a gap. Yeah. So I need to work on it. So for me, I remember actually when I was in campus, I used to, you see the way when you go to TikTok, you'll find a day in the life of a medicine student, a day in the life of a law student. Yeah. I was really looking for a day in the life of a procurement or something business related student. You
don't stay in organizations.
Story for another day.
We'll have an episode about your career path and everything about procurement.
A whole episode on its own, so that when someone searches procurement in Kenya, they'll find.
Yeah.
So I used to look for those I did in the life of a procurement student, and I didn't find them. So you see, if I would have executed at that time, that was a gap that was existing, and I think it's still a gap. So for any procurement student out there, and you're interested in content creation, you can start there. That was a gap, but I didn't take advantage of it. Yeah. Now, see, right now, I usually look, and then I'm like, if I would have started that time, right now, I'd be showing people how now I progressed from now school, corporate, like that. Okay. So content creation is that one thing that I know when I stop making excuses,
you can execute it.
I'll execute it, and I will be.
Who is your role model? Who is your role model in content creation?
In content creation,
maybe it can be locally, globally.
Oh well. First of all, I am a sucker for Kenyan things produced in Kenya. Yeah. I am a buy Kenya, build Kenya girly. Okay. So My number one, I can say
is it because of your personality or your profession? It might be,
really now.
We only procure Kenyan things.
No, actually, we do imports, and if you look at the size of things that we buy, like the amount we import, it's more than what we buy locally.
Okay. Because they are not available.
They are not available in Kenya. Yeah. So now in Kenya, my number one will be Murugi Munyi.
Okay.
Some time back she was called Yummy Mami. Right now she's Murugi Munyi. I love her because she's a content creator. She has a podcast. Can I plug it?
Yeah.
Shameless plug. TMI podcast. She's authentic. She started her content creation journey doing motherhood things, like showing off the way mothers with small babies live, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she grew. Now when her kids grew, she changed. Now she became her own person.
Okay.
She's now Murugi Munyi. She's a podcaster.
Yeah.
And she's fearless. Like she's that woman that goes for what she wants.
Yeah.
Like from what I see,
she
goes for what she wants. She's a person who is not afraid of failure. If I can speak a little bit about her, I think some 2 years ago she started a clothing brand.
Yeah.
And she did well for some 2 years, but last year I think it didn't go well.
Yeah.
So she closed.
Yeah.
So like that's another thing. You see, she doesn't have that fear of failure.
Yeah, and you have to take failure with courage. That is the only way. That is the only way to become successful out of failure. You have to take failure with courage. And Glow, just as we wind up, what is that one lesson or two or three that you can give to somebody who is stuck in excuses? And
before I give that lesson, let me say another role model, apart from Murugi Munyi. Abel Mutua Mkurugenzi.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That one.
So you normally go to Hong Kong, China.
Go with him.
Those stories.
We go with him. Yes. Now for the lessons, or what have you asked?
That one lesson or that one thing that you can tell somebody is stuck in excuses, and just tell them, you know what,
it's time to execute.
It's time to execute.
Don't let anything be an excuse. Like those excuses you are giving, if you scrutinize them properly, they are not really worth you giving up your destiny or your future. Because you don't know where your star nyota ujui kwenye nyota yako iko. So don't get stuck there with excuses. You execute it. If you fail, it's okay. You'll just rise up, dust yourself, and continue. If you succeed, even better. You'll be a lesson to other people who are making excuses for themselves. And before we wind up, there's something that I had here.
Yes.
It's a phrase that is going around now in social media, because I've seen it on people's statuses. I saw it on Murugi Munyi's stories, and I also saw it on some people's.
She's truly your role model. I see.
Yeah, and actually this one she posted it this week.
Yeah.
So it's like a quote by Scott Stillman. It has some paragraphs. So I'm just going to read through it faster. Yeah. We wake up every morning assuming there will be another. We make plans for next year as if it is guaranteed. We push our dreams into the future, believing there will always be time. But one day you won't wake up. One day you will have put off your dreams for the last time. You will have told yourself next year one too many times, and there won't be a next year. What are you waiting for? The promotion? The savings to hit a certain number? Some mystical moment when everything finally feels safe? Here is the truth. It will never feel safe. You will never feel ready. But life doesn't wait. It moves with or without you. So go. Book the flight. Quit the job. Write the book. Fall in love. Watch the sunrise from the top of a mountain.
Sorry for another day.
Okay, let me wacha nirudi hapo juu nimedigress hapo kwa fall in love. So go book the flight, quit the job, write the book, fall in love, watch the sunrise from the top of a mountain, because at 2 a.m. when the world is quiet, the only thing worse than failing is realizing you never even tried. Scott Stillman. And I know we all have those 2 a.m. moments. That time when you are asleep, but you're not asleep. You're just there. You're thinking, now my life, like you're looking back and you're looking at the future. Now you'll be the only one. Up again, kwa fear of judgment. Here we are speaking of fear of judgment, imposter syndrome, fear of failure. You are making those as excuses. But at 2 a.m., those people you are afraid that they will judge you because you failed. Those people you feel like they are making you feel it's like you don't belong there. They won't be there with you at 2 a.m. You will be alone.
True.
So execute. It's time to execute. Stop making excuses and execute for yourself.
You heard it from Glory Gatwiri herself. You know what? That thing that you feel you're the only one who knows, that idea that you're having, a million people outside there are thinking about it. So if you don't do it, they'll do it, and you'll end up regretting. And there is one thing that you always need to know, that excuses don't build dreams. Execution does. The gap between where you are today and where you want to go can only be filled by execution, by action, not hesitation, not excuses. Thank you for tuning in into Success Ladder podcast. Until next time, my name is Paul Bryan, and thank you so very much, Glory, for joining us. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Yes,
remember, next time I'm
soon.
hosting you, I'll be hosting a content creator.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.